Hey guys and gals, my name is Eclepid, and welcome back to Umineko with Matt.
Hey there.
Hey there, yes. And today we are
about to cry.
when the Let's Players cry. Umineko.
Tears of horrible, horrible pain and murder.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. Look forward to it.
Any thoughts from anything you've been mulling over?
I've just been mulling over how much more we have of this visual novel. Like, thinking about, like, we're not even done chapter 1, and 6 characters are dead. So, something tells me that there's a lot more going on here, and I kind of have a feeling like that some of them are gonna come back from the dead at some point. Just because of the placement and the timing of it, like, it feels too soon.
Some of them are going to come back from the dead?
I think so.
Why do you think they're going to come back from the dead?
I just do. It's a gut feeling, an inkling.
Okay.
Other synonyms for that.
Okay.
You know.
Well, as always, I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. You love saying that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Because I can say that and smile, and you won't know whether or not I'm lying, or you won't know whether I'm smiling because I can't confirm it or can't deny it.
That's why people are enjoying watching this, just to see us suffer, or I guess me suffer.
To see you suffer at my laughs.
At your hand.
Oh, Beatrice! As I looked over the parlor, I saw Georgianiki and the others gathered talking. It looks like they were talking about the magic circle that had been painted onto the shutter. As Uncle Hideyoshi thought back to that time, he started drawing the shape in the margins of Maria's notebook. Yes, Maria is second only to grandfather in knowledge of the occult, so she might understand what it meant.
多分こんな感じだったと思うで。十字架をアレンジしたみたいなマークが書かれとったんや。
Maria has a cross on her.
外周の円を取り囲むように妙な文字がびっしり書き込まれていて、
I picked up on that last
十
time,
字
but I
架の
forgot
上
about
下
it.
左右の辺と
Wonder if
その
that
四
means
隅にも
anything.
何か書かれていたんや。アルファベットとかそういうのとちゃうで。あれはよく言う古代文字とかいうやつや。
あと円周部の頂点に小さなマークがありましたな。小さな丸を5つ十字状に並べ、それぞれを直線で結んだようなマークでした。
ああ、確かにそんなのも書いてあったで。図形的には間違いなくこれや。細かい文字はわからんが、配列はほぼ同じや。
Everyone was staring down at the shape, so I stared down at it too. From what I had heard, this had been painted on the shutter to the storehouse with some material that looked like blood. I see this sure is unsettling.
こんなわけのわかんねえもんを書きたがるのはじいさまだけだろ。まったくどこに行っちまったんだ。とっ捕まえて意味を聞き出してやりたいぜ。
Jessica's voice contained impatience and anger. She hadn't gone so far as to say that grandfather was the culprit, but it looked as though she thought grandfather definitely knew the culprit's identity. Certainly, if you asked around for the link that bound the Ushiromiya family and the occult together, 10 out of 10 people would name grandfather. And to a person who knew nothing of the occult, this strange mark would have no meaning. Which meant that this might have been something addressed to grandfather. That's right. The reason to advertise the crime is to show it off to the survivors. In that case, where had grandfather, as the essential recipient of this message, disappeared off to?
こんな図形に何か心当たりはあるかい?
Maria looked at the shape with a serious face. Maybe she was enthusiastic since this was her area of expertise. However, her appearance was that of someone separated from the events at hand, and as though the thing hadn't been drawn on the shutter closed around her mother's corpse.
僕の第一印象ではどこか外国の十字章に似たデザインだなって思ったかな。
ああ、確かにこんなデザインや。ということはそのどこぞの国と何か関係があるんか?
I have nothing to base this on, but the cross itself in the symbol looks very like Germanic Gothic from from maybe even like the Dark Ages through the medieval ages. Like, just the way it's designed, it has a very like Germanic feel to it.
Could be.
And a lot of the names in the Ushiromiya family are German, like Kraus, Rudolph. So, just making connections that might not even be connections, but try to hold that in mind and see if it pays off at all.
Okay. Okay.
その国の十字章はもともと聖地巡礼者を守るための騎士修道士たちの紋章だったそうですな。
つまりこの魔法陣には宗教的な意味があるってことかよ。ますますにちんぷんかんぷんだぜ。
When I looked all over at them, preparing to jump into the discussion, something shocked me.
What? What the?
Maria was grinning, an eerie expression on her face that defied description.
What the fuck?
A
What
sort
is
of,
that?
A sort of grin, almost like she was making fun of everyone's ignorance.
Oh, that's horrifying!
It was an expression that I wouldn't have ever believed Maria to be capable of making.
What the shit is that?
And then she laughed. An eerie, jarring laugh, even though I was looking right in front of my eyes. I really didn't want to accept it as real.
Wait, what reflection is in her eyes there?
Holy! That scared the shit out of me.
Holy fuck! What?
That scare you too?
Yeah, it scared me!
What the fuck?
Oh my god! That's horrifying! That is terrifying! Oh, she looks like a fucking titan. I was not prepared for this on my Friday night.
I forgot about this. I was expecting that the second grin. I was not expecting this.
Okay, alright, just keep going. Make... Oh my...
that left eye.
Oh.
It's just wandering off. When everyone was scared out of their wits, Maria alone kept on cackling happily. After a while, that laugh suddenly and abruptly cut off. But her expression was still like someone completely different from Maria.
What the fuck?
Maria stole the writing materials from the stunned Hideyoshi's hands.
She's totally different too. She's not her usual self. She's like, oh.
Then started drawing another magic circle effortlessly, right next to the one that Hideyoshi had drawn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the viewers are gonna love this.
Oh. Everyone's like, holy shit, what is wrong with this child? Look at her face!
Yeah.
Look at that!
Jessica tried to smooth things over by praising Maria. Maybe she wanted to make sure that this was still the Maria who everyone knew so well. But Maria didn't give any particular response.
Oh.
Maria started fluently writing unfamiliar characters in the corner of the shape. At the sight, the eyes of Uncle Hideyoshi and Dr. Nanjo instantly began to widen.
天地と左右に書かれているのは風化水道を司る天使たちの名。カサン、アレル、タリアハド、そしてフォルラク。そして斜め四方には4代の統治者たちの名。
Oh.
Did you learn this as a history major?
No, but I just know that those are Hebrew angels.
合ってる？
Even if you are unable to correctly write what you have seen, if you are once again shown something identical, it isn't difficult to state that the two are the same. Asked by Maria whether they match, Uncle Hideyoshi and Dr. Nanjo nodded over and over again.
間違いない。そうや。確かにこんな文字が書かれとった。なんでこんなん書けるんや。
あと演習文に文字が書かれておりました。
I'm gonna use that as a jump scare. I'm gonna keybind it to a button on this controller, and then randomly throughout the let's play, I'm gonna press it, and it's gonna scare the shit out of you every time.
You are not gonna do that, because if you do that, I will quit.
Okay.
分かってるよ。こうでしょ。
Maria began jotting down Hebrew all around the
旧
circumference.
約聖書の詩編第116編の16節と17節だよ。聖書くらい読んでなきゃ。
Acting as though knowing this was only common sense, Maria left. For a while, everyone, including me, was at a loss for words. I'm Battler, and I'm on the island, and I have a phone. It's
86.
1986.
And I can look up Psalm 116 verses 16 and 17.
Yes.
So why Hebrew? So now there's like a religious element to this too. Like
I guess anything involving like satanic rituals is definitely
well, yeah. That's true.
definitely gonna have some.
Yeah, definitely gonna have some religious significance of some sort.
Truly I am your servant. I serve you just as my mother did. You have freed me from my chains. I will sacrifice a thank offering to you and call on the name of you.
Freed me from my chains. Freed Beatrice from her chains. Now she's on the loose.
Ha!
And people have been sacrificed
Ha!
by her.
Yes,
I don't
maybe.
know. I don't know.
Probably. Maybe not.
Probably not.
Can
We'll
neither
see.
confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
After some moments, Georgianiki returned to his senses and slowly managed to speak.
すごいね。驚いたよ。それでこの魔法陣にはどんな意味があるんだい？
太陽の力を借りる魔法陣だよ。
You are not ready for this game. If you got scared by that, if I got scared by that too, I'm not ready for what else is. I'm not gonna say anymore.
黄金と
Yeah.
護符にして身につけたるものはいかなる牢獄であろうとも束縛から逃れ自由を得られる力を授けられる。
束縛から逃れ自由を得られる。意味深だぜ。
この束縛という意味は何も肉体的なものだけを指さないと解釈されている。だから縛られて牢屋にいる人ばかりに意味があるわけじゃないよ。しがらみや逃れ得ぬ運命など精神的な束縛からの解放も意味してるんだよ。
Kinza's freed from the fate of having to repay Beatrice.
In what way?
Didn't it say that he owed her everything back? She's come to collect the.
Right, but she won't if someone finds the gold.
Yes.
Right? That was the.
But maybe Kinzo is this saying Kinzo? If Kinzo did it, that means he might be saying he's freed from the ties of obligation to pay Beatrice back.
Maybe.
I don't know.
No, you do know. You're just misdirecting me.
Or
Don't act like you don't know.
I'm misdirecting you.
Everyone knows that you know.
I'm misdirecting you, or am I telling you exactly what it is?
You're not. Oh, that's also true.
I could be saying exactly what's happening, and you're like, nah, because there's an actually. No, I'm not gonna say that. Anyways.
You gotta be careful.
しがらみや
Yeah.
逃れ得ぬ運命これまた意味深だな。
しかしさっぱりそれとあの6人の遺体とどんな関係があるっちゅうんや。束縛からの解放どころか殺された上に倉庫に閉じ込められてたんやで。
別にその6人のために魔法陣が描かれてるわけじゃん。魔法陣のために6人はそこにいるんでしょ。お気の毒だよ。
For the sake of the magic circle?
Of course, in order to draw the magic circle, you need 6 people dead. Apparently.
I mean, I would think one person's blood would be enough to draw it, but
Maybe this specific type of magic circle requires 6.
maybe.
どういう意味だい？魔
Mixing
法
their
陣の
blood.
ために6人がいるってのは一体？
Maria lifted up her index finger and waggled it as if she were making fun of us.
それは演習部に書いてるよ。読めないかな。詩編第116編16節と17節読んであげるよ。主は私の枷を解かれました。私はあなたに感謝の生贄を捧げ主の皆を呼ぶでしょうね。
ねって何を言ってるのかさっぱりだぜ。
生贄だってのか。
If that part that Maria had just read out loud was the vital part of the magical circle, Then it was saying that the benefit of this magic circle required sacrifices to be offered in exchange. So inside the storehouse where the magic circle had been drawn, the sacrifices had been offered. It looks like everyone else had slowly arrived at the same conclusion. Some were shocked, others spat out, "They're insane!" as they punched their knees. What? Punch their knees? What?
On the 6th night, punch the knee. On the 7th night, punch the leg.
This was starting to become a seriously disturbing story, and we couldn't accept it nor understand it. I don't care what kind of magic circles or curses other people believe in, I'm not punching my knees.
I'm not either.
That's their right, and I won't pick a fight with them, or punch my knees. But did they really kill Dad and the rest of the sacrifices for some bullshit like that? I just couldn't stand that feeling. I'd rather still be disgusted over all that talk around the inheritance. As I started getting pissed off with a feeling between anger and sadness, I broke from the circle everyone was in and turned once again to the window. Something had gone insane since yesterday, and that letter from the witch Beatrice that Maria had read aloud at last night's dinner. I felt like ever since that point this whole mansion and this whole island had begun to be drawn into some kind of peculiar world. That's right. When I think back on it, the letter was an invitation from the witch. The ruler of the nighttime island had invited us inhabitants of the day into another world. With the phone and the radio interrupted, and the island shut off by the typhoon, you could now call it another world cut off from a real one. Yes, on this island right now, it is perfectly normal for witches to send letters and for sacrifices to be offered as magic circles. So, what will happen next? Will some weird people wearing goat masks start doing the Bon Festival dance or something? It's no good. It's no good. I don't get it.
That's me throughout this entire thing.
The inside of my head's all screwed up and I don't even know what to think. Anger, sadness, the opposing emotions all swirled up together and they started to suck me in. Unable to resist, I could do nothing but cover my eyes with my hands and entrust my mind and body to the spiral swallowing me.
Wow.
As I started losing heart, I began to recall a distant memory. It was from when I was very young. I had unfortunately seen a scary occult movie on TV, and for a while I hadn't been able to get to the bathroom by myself. That old bastard had given an exaggerated laugh and said this.
なあバトラ、どうして悪魔だのオカルトだのってのをわざわざこうして映画にすると思う？ねえからだよ。そんな滑稽なもんは地球のどこにもねえのさ。ねえからわざわざ見たくて作るんだよ。だから俺はオカルト映画なんてちゃんちゃらおかしくて笑っちまうってんだ。俺に言わせりゃ悪魔やら妖怪やらより今年度の収支報告や機嫌を悪くした女房の方が1億倍も怖えってもんだぜ。さらに言うぜ、怖がるってのは心と生活にゆとりのある連中の娯楽的感情なのさ。暇でしょうがないから。連中は変わった感情で心を遊ばせたくて悪魔だのオカルトだのって文化を作り出したんだよ。
Dots. Seriously, why had I been acting so damn thick-headed? I was totally taken in. To hell with that shit! This is the human world.
It is.
Dun 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 dun. This is the first time you've heard this.
It is.
As if I gave a crap about witches, demons, magic circles, and sacrifices. The human who killed Dad and everyone else is still on this island. That's all there is, right? Next to start speaking to my heart was Kiri-san.
チェスや将棋ってね、終盤の終盤、詰めの最後の段階に入れば入るほど最善手は限られてくるのよ。だから自分が追い詰めている、あるいは追い詰められているというその時、両者の手は限りなく読みやすくなるのよ。つまり完全に追い詰められて打つ手なしって思ったその時こそ最も読みやすい瞬間なのよ。でも守勢に立った人間はどうしても考えが固くなって相手の手を読むことにまで考えが至らない。そういう時はね、チェス盤をひっくり返すの。
With all my strength, I slapped my face with both my hands. Now my eyes were truly open. When you don't understand anything and you're completely cornered just like I am now, isn't that the perfect time to flip over the chessboard? With us put on the defensive, we couldn't even guess at the culprit's scheme. If you flipped it over and looked at it the other way, just how far could you see? First off, at the time the murders were committed by the culprit, they knew that the island was cut off by the typhoon. So they should have understood that even if they carried out the murders, they wouldn't be able to get away with it until the next morning. In short, the culprit had begun without securing a way to escape. Furthermore, the bastard had even tossed the corpses into the storehouse, while doing the courtesy of telling us they are here with that weird graffiti. In other words, since we'd probably find the corpses sooner or later, they wanted to show us them. If we had all been dim and hadn't noticed the storage shed, perhaps the culprit's goal would not have been achieved. If you think about it this way, the murdering maniac. Since this morning, he must have been watching our every move with bated breath. After all, if we hadn't been so kind as to discover what was on the storehouse, all of their hard work and preparation that they had done last night would have just gone poof. What did the culprit want to make us feel by showing us the corpses in the storehouse? All 6 of the bodies had their faces noticeably destroyed. A grudge? A warning? The defacement of the bodies had occurred after death, so it hadn't been the means by which the culprit had been murdered, or culprit had murdered. It didn't mean anything to those who had been killed. It had meaning to those who discovered it. The culprit wanted to show them to us. Look how brutally I killed them. Ha! After thinking this way, I really want to tell that asshole to stop taking me so lightly. Who would dance to that tune? If I'm told, please be scared, I'm not just gonna say, really, sure thing. When someone tells the great Ushiromi of battle, entrance this way, I'm the kind of guy who will start wanting to sneak in through the window. The next thing that had me concerned was the attempt at a magic circle in the shutter. It was a genuine magic circle, declared authentic by even Maria, who had demonstrated that her knowledge of the cult rival grandfathers. They must have drawn that thing in pitch-black darkness while holding an umbrella in one hand, and it must have taken them a lot of time. That's a formidable amount of hard work and attention to detail. What purpose would have been worth all that effort? If something related to the cult had happened in the mansion, most likely we'd automatically suspect the involvement of Grandfather. Would they really want to make us think Grandfather was involved? But if that was all they wanted, they could have just drawn any old scribble that looked like a magic circle. It wasn't like any of us amateurs could tell the difference between genuine and fake. However, this magic circle was genuine, and furthermore, it had even been written in Hebrew. So, this magic circle had a message that could only be understood by someone with knowledge of the occult. Messages are a form of communication. You send them and hope for a reaction from the other party. Reaction? For some reason, we couldn't find Grandfather now. I don't know how Grandfather could have managed to see the magic circle on the shutter, but had he chosen to hide himself in reaction to that sign? No, it was a trap to make us suspect Grandfather's involvement. You could read it either way. Damn, that's annoying. What kind of reaction was the culprit hoping to get out of this by showing this imitation of the occult? And somehow, that felt like the culprit's weak point. A section of Beatrice's letter that Maria had read aloud during last night's dinner sprang back into my mind. The part that said, I ask that you enjoy your battle of wits. Sounds like fun. This is a battle of wits between us and the witch. Which will be first? Us being swallowed up by your occult games, or me revealing you for who you are? There's a whole day until the typhoon passes. Why not enjoy ourselves?
Balor's going fucking crazy. The man is going insane.
I finally noticed that the inside of the parlor had gone quiet again. Everyone had sunk into their favorite sofas, some deep in thought. Some irritated, some depressed. Maria was once again enjoying the television as if she had never left it. It looked like she had found the commercials more fun than the boring program, and she happily yelled, ooh, ooh, and giggled.
No more scaring Maria.
I stared at each person's appearance in turn. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Mm-hmm.
If there isn't a 19th person, then the culprit must be in this room.
Nanjo always looks like... Oh, Maria.
Remember the last time we saw it flash through all the characters? Like this?
Yeah, the next thing that happened was everyone fucking died, so...
Right now, Aunt Natsu was searching the mansion with the servants, though, wasn't she? And then it shouldn't be in this room. In this mansion is what we should say. After all, there was also the possibility that Aunt Natsu was behind this, and we still couldn't deny that one of the servants could be the killer. Anyone could be the bad guy. Still, Aunt Natsu and the rest was sure slow. Of course, it's not a small mansion, but isn't this taking a little too long just to walk around checking the windows and doors? Just as I thought that, Aunt Natsu and the rest returned. Not one of them was missing. But our relief was short-lived. Everyone looked at Natsui, shocked. The talk I had had with Auntie Ava started to creep back into my mind. The possibility that the culprits had enough in numbers or weapons to kill all of those 6 at once. What do you think they're shocked about?
I can't even begin.
驚かせてしまいましたね。
Oh fuck!
Sorry if I startled you.
She has a freaking shotgun.
It's just a shotgun. I mean, don't
Oh
all
my
families have a
God.
family shotgun?
What a badass!
It's your family shotgun.
Natsuhi with a shotgun. Oh man, that's another one that's going in the memory banks. I'm saving that to my mind.
The Natsui gun.
Natsuhi with a shotgun. It fits. It fits her character. Honestly. I think that's in the thing that plays during the menu too, or the intro.
You think so?
I remember seeing her with a picture of a shotgun.
Huh. Then maybe it is. Oh.
万が一に備えて持ってきたものです。
Because that thing in Natsuhi's hand was a rifle. At glance, its silhouette looked a lot like a hunting gun, but it was unusually short and kind of looked like a kid-sized gun. However, it had a thickness to it which revealed that this was definitely not some kind of kid's toy.
Thick.
それは金蔵さんの銃ですな。
ご存知でしたか。そうです。お父様の古いコレクションの中にあったことを思い出し、探し出してきました。
ひゅーすっげえ夏日おばさんそれ本物なんすか。
ええ、本物です。実弾を発砲できますよ。昔お父様は野鳥を追い払うのに使ったりしていました。
And now I'm going to put it in your mouth.
あら懐かしい。どこから出てきたんやら。私がいくら触らせてって言っても指一本触れさせてくれなかったやつよ。
That is a great line out of context.
That's what she said.
じい様、こんなの持ってたんですか。知らなかったですよ。お父様は昔西部劇にどっぷり使ってたことがあってね。あの世代はこういうライフル銃が大好き。
結構年季の入った銃のようですね。でもこんな短い仕様のは初めて見ました。
It's a sawed-off.
あ
Yeah, I guess.
思い出したわその銃。
How do you remember that gun?
懐かしいな。昔好きやった映画のガンマンが
I'm pretty sure it's not the same gun, Hideyoshi.
お父
Maybe
さ
it's
ん
the
も
same type.
渋いな。
親方様がだいぶ昔に。ご覧の通り実銃ですので、どうかこの件はご内密にお願いいたします。
手に入れられたばかりの頃は大層気に入られておりまして。
As a result, we had to repaint the ceilings.
いつより薬莢を出す動作が面白いらしくて、裏の森でいろいろとカッコつけて遊んでおられたもんですよ。
しかし物騒ね。そんなものまで持ち出しちゃうのかしら。
Shut up or I'll shoot you.
万が一に備えてです。族はおそらく一人ではないでしょう。しかも主人たちを6人も殺した恐ろしい相手です。私には主人に代わって皆さんを明日まで守る義務がありますので。
As Natsuhi-san said this, she slumped down into one of the sofas and took a deep breath. As well as checking the doors and windows, she had also been trying to find grandfather. Still, or since grandfather was not with her, apparently his whereabouts were still unknown.
屋敷内の戸締まりは厳重に確認してきですが、万が一ということもあります。みんななるべくここに一緒にいた方がいいでしょう。そうね。ここに全員が集まって相互監視。それはどういう意味ですか、エヴァさん。別に夏日姉さんの意見に賛成しただけよ。
There was a dangerous atmosphere between the two of them. And if you thought about who stood to gain the most from the inheritance problem standpoint, Auntie Ava was the obvious answer.
Yeah, but who has the shotgun right now?
However, there was no proof that Aunt Natsui was innocent. No, if you view VH3C's letter as grandfather's elaborate prank, and think of this incident as just an extension of that, there was more than enough evidence to doubt even grandfather. Aunt Natsui thought that the criminal was on the outside, but Auntie Ava thought the criminal was on the inside. In short, it was the question of whether or not a 19th person exists. It was the doubt that had been repeatedly, endlessly since last night's dinner with a letter from the witch who called herself Beatrice. So was the culprit among us or not? And did the witch Beatrice exist or not? If you assumed that something as stupid as a witch couldn't exist, it was the same as saying one of those relatives here who shared a common bloodline was the culprit. If you didn't like that, it would be much more comfortable to simply accept the fairy tale about the witch. Did a witch do it? Draw that weird magic circle and sacrifice those people? If I could only accept that rubbish, I would completely be able to trust everyone in this room. However, damn common sense got in the way. Damn common sense. It kept repeating that witches don't exist. I wonder why. In that case, the culprit was among us. In the middle of the seemingly endless rain, none of us could break our silence.
Okay.